Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jacqueline, and in today's video I'm going to be conducting a wear test on the brand new GIORGIO ARMANI Luminous Silk Concealer. Yes, this product has been very hyped up, and we're going to find out whether or not it will cover dark under eye circles, if it will crease, or if it will show too much, you know, people like me, mature skin. I do have a lot of under eye fine lines, so we're gonna find all that out. As well, I'm gonna be applying it all over my face. Yes, the spot conceal, this freckly girl, but I'm also gonna be comparing it with the Power Fabric Concealer from GIORGIO ARMANI. Can you tell where do I have each of these concealers? Well, if you cannot tell, then it's time for you to watch this video. But before we get started with the wear test and application and all that jazz, I will suggest you to go ahead and subscribe to my channel and ring the post notification bell so you get to know whenever I upload new videos. Also, come and follow me on my Instagram. And now, if you're ready to see these wear tests and how good is this new Luminous Silk Concealer from GIORGIO ARMANI, then just keep on watching. So many concealers has been released lately, but when I saw the GIORGIO ARMANI Luminous Silk Concealer coming out, oh yes, give it to me. I was super excited because one of my favorite foundations is the Luminous Silk Foundation from GIORGIO ARMANI. It's just so beautiful, so undetectable in the face. And you know what? The claims of this concealer are pretty promising, mostly for a person like me. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I have aging skin. I do have a lot of under eye fine lines and very dark circles. So today we're gonna see whether or not this concealer here will give me enough coverage, if it will cancel my dark circles, if it does everything that it claims it's supposed to do. I don't know, but plus that, I'm gonna do a comparison with the Power Fabric Concealer by GIORGIO ARMANI. So yes, we're gonna compare it side by side and do a wear test and see on longevity and how it sets on mature skin. Let me show you the Luminous Silk packaging. And I got it in the shade 5.25. I also got the GIORGIO ARMANI Power Fabric. On the Power Fabric, I got it in the shade 5. I have Luminous Silk right here, Power Fabric on the other side. The bottles are really different. This one is a little bit more chunky and this one is a little bit more slim. Then talking about shade range, this one comes with 20 different shades, this one comes with 18 different shades. This one will give you a radiant finish, this one will give you a matte finish. This promises to give you a medium coverage and is lightweight. Well, this one right here, it says to be lightweight as well, but this is buildable, medium to full coverage. They both say that they are long wearing, but this one in a specific tells you that it has up to 24 hours of coverage and that it will give you hydration for those 24 hours. Now, as far as size goes, this one comes with 6 ml and this one comes with double, 12 ml. Price wise, this is $38 and this one right here is $34. So basically you're paying $4 more for double the amount of product. So that's quite a bit of a difference right there and then. Another thing that is important to note right here, it is that this concealer is also a concealer that it will be good for touch-ups or to wear it, you know, to just conceal. I mean, like concealers are supposed to do, just like a spot conceal and kind of like use it all over your face. And that's what we're gonna do today as well. They are also both made in France. And as far as the ingredient lists go, I will go ahead and leave a picture on my Instagram. So make sure you follow me on my Instagram. I will leave you a close-up picture of the ingredient list and then side by side and all that good stuff. I'm going to GIORGIO ARMANI's website, that by the way, that's where I got this concealer from, and then the other one I got it from Sephora. And this is what it says. This multi-purpose concealer does it all. Made with microfill technology. I think this is the proprietary thing from GIORGIO ARMANI. This ultra blendable, non-creasing. Now, both of the concealer, they claim to be non-creasing, and we're gonna see on that too. Conceals, correct, and highlights. Formulated with glycerin, caffeine, and vitamin E. This concealer provides 24 hours of hydration while diminishing dark circles and reducing puffiness around the eyes for a flawless second skin effect. Soft focus pearls and naturally derived emollients diffuse fine lines for a smooth, even coverage and a lit from within glow. This concealer is equipped with a unique multi-purpose mistake-proof applicator for both precise and generous application. Use the tip to spot, conceal, or flat edge to highlight large areas. So now that we read all of that, I think there's not necessarily claims as far as skincare goes. You just have these extra plus benefits, and let's be real, I mean, like, dark circles, they don't disappear. There's nothing out there. I mean, there's stuff that can help, but a concealer is, that's what the name says, it's just to conceal those dark circles or that darker spots, but it's not something that is gonna permanently change anything. So there's no such benefits on this concealer. It's just they have some ingredients that are nice and nourishing, that they may feel comfortable in the skin for the time being that you're wearing it. After you take it off, you know, it's just like any other type of makeup. You just wash it off and it's all off. It's not necessarily a skincare. Okay, let's just take a look of the Doe Food applicator. Okay, that's a big Doe Food applicator right there. And let me just show you the Doe Food applicator of the Power fabric, so side by side. Definitely Luminous Silk. It's a little bit larger, a little bit more thick. Now let's compare the shades. Luminous Silk, I got it in the shade 5.25, and then the Power Fabric, I got it in the shade 5. The one from the Luminous Silk has a little bit more of a peach undertone, which I need to cancel those dark under eye circles. And then Power Fabric, it's a little bit more neutral. And definitely as it's drying on my hand, I can tell that the Luminous Silk has definitely more luminosity than the one from Power Fabric. Power Fabric is not extremely matte, but not as luminous as the Luminous Silk. Now let me just compare it with one that I had been loving lately, and I'm talking about the Hourglass one. And this one, I have it in the shade Pearl. And this shade right here, it actually has a very, very peachy undertone. Definitely the one from Hourglass is a lot more peachy, as well as it's a little bit more moussey. The Luminous Silk is a little bit more thin. I don't feel, at least upon this application, I don't think it's gonna be as full coverage as the one from Hourglass. This is just on first impression. I do have right here my Luminous Silk foundation from Giorgio Armani in the shade 5.5. And I'm gonna go ahead and just swatch it. Down here, I have swatched the shade 5.5 on that Luminous Silk foundation. And honestly, it's very, very close to the Luminous Silk concealer right here. I think it's a really good match. It's just one shade lighter, like not even one shade, like half a shade lighter. I got you closer right here, and we're gonna start. I'm gonna apply the Luminous Silk on this side, and I'm just gonna apply a very small amount. And a little bit earlier on, I have applied my skincare. Under my eyes, I have the Natasha eye cream, but that happened like more than an hour ago, so there's no residue. And then for blending, I'm gonna be using a Sephora brush. This is the number 57 brush. Now, if you want a lighter application, you may use a beauty sponge, which will absorb some of the product or dilute it a little. Some people, they don't like to use their fingers to apply any makeup product. But you know, using the fingers, tapping it, it also helps to blend with your skin. So as you can tell, my dark circle, it is still peeking through. So I'm just gonna use just a little more. I'm just gonna blend in. And now I'm just gonna let it seed and see how much it creases, because these products says that it's creaseless, so I want to see if perhaps I can get away without actually setting it. And I'm gonna be using this same concealer, kind of like, okay, I cannot really spot conceal because as you can tell, I have a bunch of freckles, but I do have a little bit of redness. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a little bit of concealer here and there and kind of like you know, spot conceal and kind of call it a day as far as makeup goes. Maybe just apply some blush and whatnot. So as you can tell, I have some redness right here, so I'm just gonna put a little bit right here, and actually I have a little bit of breakouts right here too. Really red right now. Okay, it diminished a little bit the appearance of my breakout. I do have some sunspots right on this side, so I'm just gonna apply a little bit more there. And then right here too. Now let's see and try this Power Fabric Concealer. Like I said, I tried last year, but I tried it in the wrong shade. So I ended up returning it, and then I never went back to it because I honestly didn't feel like it was a great concealer for me, but I may change my mind now that I got, I'm pretty sure, the right color. I'm gonna be using now my Sephora number 67 brush. Definitely right off the bat, this concealer here has more coverage than this concealer over here, and you can tell the luminosity, the reflection of the light on this one versus this one right here. This one definitely is a matte shade. Let me just build it up a little because this also feels very lightweight, and my dark circles are still peeking through. Okay, I have got you closer so you can see the finish side by side of both concealers. This one definitely has that brightening effect, but it also has that luminosity, that radiance, while the Power Fabric definitely is more matte, but it's not so heavy, it's lightweight, and I think I'm liking this side a little bit better. It looks a little bit more finished, more polished. This one right here, the luminosity and reflection, I do have some divots on my under eyes, as you can tell. I mean, this one right here is kind of camouflage because of the concealer, but this one right here, because it bounces the light, you can see, you know, that hollow, that deepness of my under eyes. You can see it a little bit more. Now, as far as creasing goes, the Power Fabric has creased a little bit more, while the Luminous Silk hasn't creased as much. Perhaps because the Luminous Silk, it's a little bit more, even more lightweight than the Power Fabric. The Power Fabric, it is lightweight, but this one right here, the Luminous Silk, is a little bit lighter weight. Now, I can definitely do not conceal all my face of freckles. That will be too much to ask for a concealer like this, but I think it has concealed and diminished a little bit the redness that I have on my cheeks and the sunspots right here, and it still give me that luminosity. It's fairly early morning right now, so I have a long day ahead of me. I'm gonna finish my makeup off camera, and then I will give you a few check-ins throughout the day, see how these concealers are wearing, and guess what? I'm not going to apply any powder under my eye area, so that way we can see if it really creases a lot or not, and that goes for both concealers as well. I'm not going to be applying powders on my face. I'm just going to keep it simple and use mostly cream products and make a very simple makeup look for today. It is right now 7:43 in the morning. So I decided to turn my camera on again now that I'm done. I just want you to take a peek right here and see if this concealer right here will be any good for, you know, like in replacement of a foundation and how the skin is looking like. So it is 3:19 in the afternoon. Let's see, the Power Fabric, it has lost a little bit of its coverage, and it has creased quite a bit as well. And then as far as the Luminous Silk concealer, as you can tell, the coverage, my dark circle it's still peeking through. Now, as far as how it looks on the skin, I mean, you can see a little bit of the redness. You can see still my freckles. It hasn't really worn off, so it looks decently good, and again, very lightweight. But I think I'm gonna leave my final thoughts till the end of this video, so then just keep on watching. Hey my friends, I'm here to give you my final check-in on these concealers. It is 8:08 in the evening. So I got you really close and hopefully you can see what I'm seeing. This is the side of the Luminous Silk, and as you can tell, it has crease quite a bit. Right over here, and it has lost its coverage. And same thing with the Power fabric, but less than the Luminous Silk. They have both lost their coverage, they have both crease, and remember that I didn't set any of these concealers. And on the face, we can tell that I already lost some of the coverage of the concealer right here, most of these areas. I think you can see really well my freckles now. And then on this area right here, we can see the loss of coverage as well. Right here, just a little bit of the loss of coverage. You can see my sunspots right there. Okay, my friends, and now to my final thoughts about this Luminous Silk Concealer. Whether you are in your 20s or if you're in your 40s and even 50s, the concealer, I think it's really nice because it's lightweight, it's not heavy, it does have somewhat of coverage, it does have luminosity, but I don't think it works on a person like me that I have really dark under eye circles, that I have this divot under my eyes, because the reflection of the concealer by itself, it makes it show more, and it doesn't have as much coverage to cover my under eye circles. I think definitely what I can do is use a color corrector and then go over on top of this, and it will be great. Another thing is I can lightly set it with a setting powder, and I think that will be good too, because that will give me a little bit of extra coverage as well as a little bit of more longevity. But other than that, if you have my same type of troubles under the eyes, using it alone is not going to work. Now, as far as using it all over the face, kind of like for a day that you want to do no makeup type of look, I think it's beautiful. Honestly, I feel like they have put a little bit of this foundation on this type of packaging. I don't know, it's just a feeling that it gives me, because honestly the finish is very alike to the Luminous Silk foundation, but just in a small version. So you can use this foundation right here in the same manner as you will use this type of concealer. Just apply very minimal and then kind of just spot the areas that you need a little bit of coverage. Obviously you're paying more, but this comes with 30 ml, this one comes with 12 ml, so it's more than double. So I mean, give and take. If you're a person that do not like to use foundation in everyday basis and you just want a very light amount of coverage, I think this is good for all over the face. Now, as far as this friend right here, it was really impressive at the time that I applied it, and then for the first few hours of wear, but then it started creasing and it started losing its coverage. It actually, after a little while under my under eyes that are more mature, it ended up looking just a little bit too dry, but that was with time, with the hours. I think definitely I will need to set it. Not necessarily a setting powder that is luminous, but a setting powder that it will be a little bit more forgiving for mature skin. While this one right here, you can use a very light setting powder like the Airbrush Flawless Finish from Charlotte Tilbury, and I will definitely come back here and give you a little bit of a feedback on how these two concealers work if I was going to set them with a setting powder, because at the end, I think that's what it needs. Both of them, I think that sweetest spot, the mark that they hit for both longevity as well as coverage is perhaps on the 5-hour mark. After that, they started losing that coverage that it needs. Out of both of them, I love the coverage that primarily this gave me, but I love also the beautiful luminosity that this gave me. And that's my take on these two concealers, my friends. I hope that you find this video helpful, that you really enjoy it. I would love to read your comments. If you have any questions, please leave them on the comment section below. If you like this video, do not forget to like and share share to your family and friends. And if you haven't done so yet, you're waiting too long, just go ahead and subscribe to my channel, ring the post notification bell, because that's the only way YouTube will let you know whenever I upload new videos and you don't want to miss any of my content. Also, do not forget to come and follow me on my Instagram for news on makeup and everything beauty. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.